I'm Patrick Simmons.
And I'm Jasmine Richardson. Bay News Entertainment starts now.
On this edition of Bay News, we get an inside look at the struggle of making it big in the Magic City.
A fusion of arts shaping the culture in South Florida.
A business creating a movement to bring communities together through the arts.
And an artist who enchants children with her musical talent while chasing her own fairy tale.
A popular production studio located in a place you'd never imagined. Some people are calling the area the new Wynwood.
And if you've always wanted to twerk but never got the hang of it, a former Miami Heat dancer wants to show you how. Cities across the nation attract millions of young musicians, actors, singers, and DJs. But for two aspiring artists, choosing the Magic City as their destination has been a challenge.
What made me want to become a singer? Pretty much, I feel like it's something natural. I feel like it's something I was born with.
Laura moved to Miami 5 years ago hoping to start a career as a singer. She believes the city has provided opportunities that maybe other cities wouldn't have.
I feel like Miami was definitely the best option, and I found a great music school, a great program. It was economical, so that's pretty much why I chose Miami. I found Miami-Dade College. I feel like by leaving, I was able to become the person that I've always wanted to be. Going to a new place, it's like no one knows you, so you can, right off the bat, you are who you want to be.
Aside from spending endless hours in the studio, Laura also does things to help her grow as an artist.
Things that I'm doing to work towards my career are attending Miami-Dade College for the Music Business Creative Production Program, and then also vocal lessons in school, and the internship at Mix Masters Miami, which they've adopted me.
Even though Miami has helped develop her career, she has found a few challenges.
When I first came down to Miami, I had some not so great experiences at going to studios. You know, it is a male-dominated industry, so I feel like they were quick to remind me of that. I feel like a lot of people try to put you in a risky position, and I'm not willing to compromise my integrity.
Laura considers her music to be in the R&B genre, but with Miami being so diverse, she feels she could work with any type of music, which is something DJ Brett Sylvia also agrees with.
7 years ago, I moved to Miami. I was, definitely came here as a DJ, but I didn't know what it was going to be like. Miami's a tough place.
Brett is from Rhode Island, and like Laura, he too wanted to find new opportunities in Miami with his career as a DJ. Even though there has been a lot of competition, Brett knows what to do to stay in the business.
I try to be unique as much as I can. I try to do just enough of what everybody else is doing, but try and find a way to do it differently than everyone at the same time.
Brett thinks also knowing the right people will get you places, but the job as a DJ is not as easy as it used to be.
It's important to have a certain skill set as a DJ to show people that you are capable of doing it. But there's a lot of other factors. You have to be a social media manager, you got to be an accountant, you got to be a bill collector. It's not just DJing.
Laura is currently writing 2 songs and hoping to release an album soon, while Brett is excited for his next big play on New Year's Eve at a popular nightclub in Miami. For Bay News and FIU, I'm Priscilla Serrano.
A former Miami Heat dancer teaching you how to shake what your mama gave you, just like the big stars.
Boobies, booty, stick it out. Easiest way to explain it. Just think about it. Boobies, booty, stick it out, same time. Or you can put an arch in your back and lift your rump.
Tiffany has performed on stage with celebrities like 2 Live Crew, Trina, and T-Pain, just to name a few.
When I became a Heat dancer, totally freaked out when they were like, okay, the next routine, get on the floor, 5, 6, 7. I was like, I don't know how to do that. But like I said, I have heart, I have drive, I was determined.
She soon mastered that dance form and created a program called Booty Work, where she teaches Miami how to drop it like it's hot.
To make it anywhere, you just gotta keep the positive. At least you got to go to that audition. Even though you didn't make it, you had that opportunity. You never know who's looking at you. You never know where you're gonna be 5 minutes from now. So just be grateful at all times.
And if you'd like to get low with Tiffany, check out her class schedule on MsBootyWork.wordpress.com.
From dancing to photography, the passion behind cultural arts has shaped South Florida. Bracy Milian has the scoop.
Photography is one that has advanced through the years. Professional photographer Debbie A. says the new digital era has made this possible. With just a click of a button, a picture-perfect moment can be created.
I feel that this generation is definitely growing in the photography market. I mean, you have stuff like Instagram, Snapchat, you have social media, period, is an incredible resource, but you know, to have young kids posting like pictures every second of every day, and of course they're gonna get that feeling of like, my God, can I actually do this like for a living? And then they start looking, and then they start reading, and then they start researching, and then saying, hey, you know what, I actually can do this for a living.
Photography isn't the only art form that has progressed throughout time. As more people are picking up their cameras, they're also putting on their dancing shoes.
Passionate dancer and instructor Lily Carmona believes dance is more alive than ever at Living Dolls Dance Factory.
I do think that there's a new generation when it comes to dance, just because dance hasn't been like the flowy movement that you see. Now it's a lot about like acro. I think it's something that everybody can do, even if they're not technically advanced or had the experience to do it, but it's something that everybody like does. You go to a party, you're gonna like start moving to the music, and I think that's awesome.
With the soles of your feet and the tips of your fingers, the arts will continue to prosper with this new generation. For FIU Bay News, I'm Racy Milian.
Thank you, Racy. And Jasmine, I know you sat down a few days ago with some people who are really important in the arts community, right?
That's right, Patrick. A few days ago, I had the chance to sit down with two inspirational women who are passionate and dedicated to the arts. We have the exclusive interview after this short commercial break.
For 50 years, FIU has been serving a community that's seeking something different from its university. From the sawgrass of the Everglades to the boardrooms of downtown, Miami is a modern, global city built with an entrepreneurial spirit that's always looking forward. A city that moves at this speed requires a public research university to support it. And that's what we've been building at FIU since 1965. A locally engaged, globally connected university.
Growing up, I took arts classes, drama classes, and even TV production classes. But I was one of the lucky ones. Today, more and more Blacks and Hispanics say they never got any form of arts education in their childhood. With me today is Natalie Baldy. She is the Artistic Director of the Performing and Visual Arts Center, also known as PAVAC, which is housed at Miami Northwestern Senior High School. The program has been around since 1974, and it's the oldest performing and visual arts program in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Sitting right next to her is opera singer Kiani Richardson. She's a graduate of the New World School of the Arts, one of the most popular art schools in South Florida. She received her Master of Music degree in voice performance at Florida State University, and she even sung in the presence of President Barack Obama. Kiani, how have the arts classes that you've taken helped you pursue your passion?
These classes have taught me to really understand what my passion is. The teachers at the schools have challenged me to go beyond my limitations, or so-called limitations. It's I really don't know how to really explain it. It's just so incredible that I can do so much with the classes that I've taken, and that the limits are just, there are no limits actually.
So Natalie, I have to ask this question. It is Miami-Dade County after all. Has your program ever faced any serious budget cuts?
Unfortunately, we have, and we are still experiencing it right now. PAVAC has no budget. The only budget that we have is from fundraising. So when we have a show, we would charge, of course, and then we would have to survive off of that for the rest of the school year. So we had a show in the spring of last year, and we raised about $2,000, and we're kind of living off of that. Our music department is suffering. We need more instruments. We have plenty of students that would love to play an instrument, but we don't have an instrument to provide to them. Our dance program is doing very well because we have Miss Tracy Young Byron there, and she kind of funds funds her own program, providing the costumes and things of that nature. Our theater department, we need more scripts, we need more costumes, we need lighting, we need sound. Our art department is doing very well because of grants that we've applied for and received. We just built a brand new art gallery, which we had a grand opening last year, which was very successful. We had a lot of artists to come out, local and national artists to come out, display their artwork, and work alongside our students. So we're kind of funding ourselves. Our principal does as much as he can from his budget to help us, but we are really, really struggling. We're not thriving as well as we used to back in when it first opened up in 1974.
Both of you actually now teach at the schools that you attended. Natalie, can you tell me a little bit about how that happened?
Well, when I left Miami Northwestern Senior High School, of course, and went to Bethune-Cookman University, what I was introduced to even more it just amazed me. For me to be traveling more and singing for thousands of people. I mean, when I went back home to teach, of course, the first thing that came to mind is, you know what, I should go back to Northwestern. Let me see if I can get a job there. But I didn't start off as the director of performing arts. I just recently became the director about 3 years ago. I'm going into my third year. And when the principal needed someone in that area, he said that he automatically thought of me because he saw my passion for the arts and that I was a product of PAVEC. So I think that's how it came about, and since then we have been up and running.
Kiani, so I know you went to the same school from the time you were 4 till 18. After all that time spent there, what led you back?
The kids led me back, actually, and I really wanted to share my adventures and my knowledge of all that I've learned while I was away from Dade Christian. And of course, you know, my first year back at Dade was, the kids just really didn't want me there because we were kind of close in age, you know, 25-year-old against like high schoolers. It's like pulling teeth, basically. And once they started to get to know me and I started sharing with them exactly where I was and what I've done and where I've been and who I met, they were like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. We want to know more. And some of them came to me after school and they asked me a bunch of questions, and I started telling them stories, and they were like, oh, I want to learn more. I want to know how to sing. I want to be able to do what you're doing. And I said, well, I have the time and you have the talent, and we can do it.
I heard a little rumor about you, Kiani, that your voice has been compared to Kathleen Battles. Would you mind singing a little bit for us today at B News?
Hi, caught me off guard. Sulle labbra, se potessi dolce bacio ti darei, dolce bacio ti darei, tutte ti direi, dolce d'amor, a tutti ti direi d'amor.
If you'd like to learn more about the PAVEC program, you can visit our website, baynews.tv. And if you'd like to see Kiani put her awesome voice to work, head over to KianiRichardson.com. Bay News will be right back with more.
I'm going to do my graduate research in the Amazon, then bring what I have learned back to my community.
I'm going to run for Congress.
I'm going to start a company in China.
I'm going to create something no one has ever seen before.
I'm going to dream it.
Then do it.
And from here on out,
for the rest of my life,
I'm going to be a Panther.
A Panther.
An FIU Panther.
There's no doubt South Florida is one of the biggest arts and entertainment hubs in the world, and that famous art walk that we all see in Fort Lauderdale, well, believe it or not, the artists fund the event themselves. Joining us now is our own Maria Barajas, who sat down with the company behind it all. Maria?
That's right. Mass District brings the community together by coordinating an art walk every month. I actually had the chance to talk to them and other passionate artists who are part of this movement. Let's take a look.
There's other art districts. You've got Wynwood, you've got the Boynton Beach Art Walk, you've got Fab Village, you've got us. We all have the same mission. Our mission is to create awareness to the businesses that are around each other. Mass District is an organization that's run by the actual artists. So we're run independently.
But what sets Mass District apart from other art walks?
The fact that there's a little bit for everybody. You can go down the street and there's a fine art gallery. You can go a little bit further and you'll find a low-end art gallery. You can turn the corner and find an artist co-op. You can turn the other corner and find a photography studio. You can come back down the street and find another co-op.
This art walk takes place every month. Mass District, along with its sponsors, put together a block party that not only offers art, but also entertainment.
What they can expect when they come to one of these block party events and the art walk as a whole is to pretty much be blown away. Get ready.
Mass District recently joined forces with Light Up the Night, an event production company who combine arts and entertainment. But what's their distinguishing factor?
Robots. I've got families that are walking with their kids and say, "Where are the robots?" And I say, "That way." And then that's when I knew when we really had something.
So we built a robot in my living room like 2 years ago. But then it started getting like so big that, okay, now we need 2 robots. Now we need 3 robots. And then it just got to like, we got like 8, 9 robots.
I feel like what we do is kind of like art. I mean, as far as like when we have the robots go out, everything's wireless and we create like a light show, kind of like an art show. Plus, you know, a lot of our staff, you know, they do art, like juniors and artists and airbrushes and paints and just fit in the neighborhood, you know. We just fit in the art walk community. That's what we do. I mean, obviously doing this, hosting a block party on Art Walk, I think it helps the community come together. I think we offer local artists, you know, vendors, people that make stuff, even jewelry. We consider art, people that handcraft things, just a chance to sell them. It's just something for the community and for the artists in the community and for the whole Mass District to come together and celebrate, you know, art.
Ed Burnett explains why sponsors like Light Up the Night play a vital role to this movement.
I want to say thank you to our sponsors. I really, it's amazing. It gets me emotional. They give, and that's what we need.
We're art, you know, we're entertainment, we're music, we like to make people smile, you know, we like to create, you know, a party, and it's just great. I think it's amazing.
For Bay News, I'm Maria Barajas.
Thank you, Maria. After years of hip-hop and EDM domination, a new style of electronic music has taken over the Miami club scene. It's known to its fans as IDM, intelligent dance music.
The underground movement is much more about discovery, much more about bringing forth new artists that are not on the radio, bringing forth artists that are taking risks.
What makes this different from other electronic music is DJs perform live sets. Crowds fill the sidewalk every weekend outside of Miami Beach's world-famous clubs, Trade and Story, for a chance to witness this phenomenon.
To be a real DJ, you have to be a dance floor psychologist. You have to understand what's going on the dance floor. You not only have to keep the people that are there, but you also have to make them happy, as a group and as individuals. Like, you have to have the ability to really see and feel what's going on in front of you, which has nothing to do with buttons.
For more information on where to find Miami's hottest underground spots, check out baynews.tv.
We've all heard of places like Wynwood and the Miami Design District, but there's a not-so-new place in town called Little River that's starting to grow.
That's right. It's about 8 miles south of FIU's Biscayne Bay campus, and the Miami Herald calls it the new nexus of art studios.
And at the heart of that new nexus is Little River Studios. It's been around for more than 15 years. You may not think much of it at first, but it's a full-fledged production studio.
You basically have movable sets, indoor cyc walls. You have some outdoor locations. Basically, it's a bunch of exterior walls with different textures, different colors, to be used for video shoots, advertising, catalog work, things of that nature.
The studio serves clients like Abercrombie & Fitch and People magazine, and it continues to grow every year, just like the rest of the neighborhood.
This area is still very industrial, but it is starting the trend of certain businesses moving out, and you have new businesses coming in that are a little bit more up and coming.
You can find out more information about the studio on littleriverstudios.com.
Miami is a city filled with aspiring artists who dream of making it big one day. But what does an artist do in the meantime to survive? Ada Brown has the story.
With music composition, acting, and playwriting experience, Cassandra's life has always revolved around musical theater.
Eventually, I would like to work for Disney, for the actual Disney World, because I want to go to UCF in the spring.
Currently a music major at Miami-Dade College, Cassandra has been getting just the right training for her goal. For a year, she has been part of Enchanted Fairy Tale Parties, a company that provides singers and actors who interpret fairy tale princesses and heroes at children parties. From the hair to the makeup to the gestures and the face expressions, Cassandra transforms into a princess for a while to become children's companion.
We don't just perform for them, we hang out with them. We play a lot of games, we do dances with them, we do sing-alongs. We tell them stories about whatever character we're dressed up as.
Children are not the only ones who enjoy the characters, but the parents are also satisfied with the joy Enchanted Fairy Tales parties bring to their events.
The talent that they hire is really great. They're very nice with the kids, and they're also very talented in terms of their singing ability and kind of the show that they put on.
The person behind all the magic is Lisa Jacquez, president of Enchanted Fairy Tale Parties, who makes sure her actors bring passion to the job.
A lot of people just go out and get costumes from Party City, and they just put on the costume and they think they can make an extra buck like that. But really, I look for genuine people who love children, who love acting, and they really put their heart into what they do.
Cassandra meets all of those characteristics, and as an aspiring artist in the field of musical theater, she hopes to perform in the big theaters of New York one day.
My dream would be to be on Broadway as a performer, but I would also love to direct. For now, I'm just doing the training aspect of it.
Lisa hopes that for her employees, their experience at her company becomes as an asset to set their foot in the door.
This is a good resume builder in terms of both the acting and also the exposure to clients.
For Cassandra, who is 20 years old, her work experience not only allows her to show her talent, but to find her true passion.
I don't want to just be on stage performing. I want to kind of just make a difference in the world, like how I'm making a difference in the children's lives that I'm working for every weekend. And I think that when you have that kind of mindset, you can go far.
For Bay News, I am Ada Brown.
That about wraps it up for this edition of Bay News Entertainment.
If you'd like to find out more about the stories we showed you, check out our website, baynews.tv.
See you there. So about that working class, you're gonna, do it?
I actually think that I'm gonna take the class on Tuesday, and I'm gonna take you with me.
That's okay.
I heard you can really throw that thing.
Cut it there, guys. Okay. Oh.